Hello, welcome to the YouTube Hop of 2016. What you see in front of you are my more recent ornaments, but I have been making ornaments since July of 2016. And I'm also new to YouTube. I began May of 2016 when I discovered that I love Shabby Chic. But while I show you some of these, I'm going to kind of talk to you a little bit about the hop, and then we'll come back and I'll show them to you a little bit more detail and explain a little bit about them. And then later on in the program, you will get a small tutorial, a short tutorial, plus I will show you what my prize is that I'm donating to one of you lucky winners. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to all of the ladies, all of the people who have been involved with creating and putting together this YouTube hop. There's a lot of sponsors, so make sure you go below in the description box and find the link to the sponsors. And some of the sponsors are some of us who are doing these tutorials because we actually have a small shop. I can think of two right now. The Vintage Rose Emporium. She has a small Facebook shop. And then I can think of Amy Love, Shabby Chic Boutique. She has a exhibit shop. In their shops, you can find a variety of things. Some of them carry laces, and some of them carry embellishments. I actually have a small shop also, which I did based because I found that some people were asking about some of the things that I was using. These are all pre-made flowers on here, and I actually carry them in my boutique. And then this one has been very popular, and I learned this week or last week that there are many people who love this lavender type. When you comment below, if you can tell me which of these ornaments, I'm going to show you about 4 ornaments and tell me which ones you would like a tutorial on, because I will be following up afterwards with the bauble tutorial, because my goal is to make my baubles quick and easy and simple, and for you to use the things that you have in your stash. I like to use up things in my stash, things I have, and not always order things. So this one I'm definitely going to make a tutorial on it. But alongside, while I'm teaching this one, I'm also going to teach one other tutorial, one other of these baubles. So you can choose, when you comment below, say, do you want the pink bauble? Or do you want this red bauble? They're similar in how I actually put them together. There are some similarities in that. That's why I'm thinking. And then there's one more, this gold one. So when I do the bauble tutorial, I'm going to do this lavender one and then one other one with it. You choose gold, red lace, or the pink one. So if you let me know when you comment below which one you'd like to see alongside of this one, because I already know that this one's popular and that I have a lot of lavender. And this particular one, I'm actually going to make a kit for it. It's going to be a similar kit because there are some things I don't have a lot of, like I don't have a lot of this bling, so it'll be a slightly different bling that I will put on there. And the other thing I have enough for everything to make a good dozen, maybe 10 or more kits. I don't have these, so I may put something else here. I do have some other flowers, though I just grabbed these because I had just purchased these cute little things from Amy Love from Shabby Chic Boutique. And I said, oh, those will go perfect. They match. So I don't have a whole lot of them, but I will place something else to replace it that I do have. So that's what the kits will, the kits will have everything else pretty much the same items so that you can decorate, make your own bauble. I actually have a tutorial already on how to make this part. So you can head on over there if you want to get started and see what, maybe I may do a little bit, tweak it and do a little bit different than maybe some that you've had, because I have seen other tutorials and I know that baubles like this are not unique, but I do a few twists to almost everything I do. Here are 2 more items. These are my spin heart ornaments. I did one in pink. Oh, that's really spinning. Okay, I hit that too hard. I did one in pink and one in white. Here's the white one. Close up. And get the pink one. wanted you to see the effect of how they are. And I do already have tutorials out on these. Here you will see my other spin ornament, and this is, I call it my spin doily ornament, and I do have a tutorial out on this already. And this is my spin one. I love that one. And these actually were inspired by Pinterest. I was looking at something on Pinterest, and all of a sudden it just clicked on how to design something that using fabric. So these are the ones how I design them. This one actually was my first one, and this particular fabric is a fabric that I actually have because it is a fabric samples. Have you ever seen like the fabric samples they use if you're doing drapes or if you're purchasing upholstery or different kinds of fabrics? Well, I found a basket full of those types, and they're, oh, I don't know, about this size. What size is that? About maybe 5 by 7 size. And so I started experimenting because I want to use that fabric up, and I'll show you a couple of other ways I used it. That's what this one is. And this fabric is actually a vintage fabric also, but it's a new vintage, just like this one. And my sister just recently purchased all this beautiful fabric. It is the same fabric, batch of fabric that I used for this. Now, one of the things is you might notice is that I love fabrics. I use fabrics a lot in my designs. I love the idea that we have various creators. We could support each other, and we can have slightly different designs. Then we can use each one of these ladies. I'm just so excited to be able to watch all these other ladies design, because they are the ones who inspire me to create. They do, because maybe I don't make things exactly like they do, but as you're sitting there, those of us who love to craft, you're watching or seeing things, all of a sudden something can come to your mind. And that's what happens to me when I'm watching other people. So of course, when I learned, I saw other people making flowers, and so they inspired me. I saw someone else making a wreath, so I made beautiful wreaths, and mine are different. And I saw people making, here, look, Christmas trees. So I made them my own. So there's a lot of ladies who've made the lace ones, and I probably will make a lace one. But I wanted to do some colors and figure out how to do it to add beauty that I like. I love this red flower that I put at the top of this one. It's a doily. It's all for doilies. This particular one, this is actually, I have several other ones that I've made. I have a series of tutorials on using different things. So I made a kit for this, and then I framed the tutorial over the kit. But you can, yes, you can go to my tutorials, look at my tutorials, and make it your own. That's what I want to inspire you to do. I'm not in it because I'm supporting myself. I'm supporting my habit of crafting. And also, that's pretty much what I'm doing with why I'm making the kits and selling things, so I can actually keep on creating and designing things, and because I love the designing part of it. So go ahead and do that and share. If I inspired you to do something, go to my Facebook group and share your photos, because I like to see how you're inspired, because then you in turn inspire me to get ideas. So that's this, and you'll see a few more of these later on. Here's some more fabric. I used some of the same fabrics you saw on one of those Christmas trees to create my very first tassel. Like I told you, I've been crafting for Shabby Chic for not very long, so everything is new to me. I actually made my first snippet roll not too long ago, and so this is my very first, actually it's my second tassel. I have a first one that I made that was pink, but this is my first Christmas tassel. So I just went and said I love to bring out the fabrics, so that's what I did here. I brought out the beauty of this fabric. So I'm hoping that you are inspired by these things that you see here. Now, you may like some and you may like others, or you may see one and say, oh, I like that, but I'm going to do this with it. And that's fine. We all craft differently. So look at these lovely things. And this was also my idea, to use up those little small pieces of samples. This right here is actually a sample fabric, and I was able to make an entire bird out of it. There's just a few little pieces that were left after that, but I was able to do that. And then this right here is it came along with this beautiful fabric. It actually has a little shimmer to it. It's a beautiful brownish gold. Okay, along with those birds, these were made in a similar manner, as I did the birds. And these are, I used wedding dress appliques on this one. So you can see how you can go from different styles. So this, if you are one of my subscribers, you might have seen this on my Facebook page, group page, because I posted it plain and now I did some more embellishing on it. So sometimes if you go to my Facebook group and join, you could see my transitions, because I'll post what I did and then I will then maybe change it up sometimes, and sometimes I'll leave it like that. It depends on how I am inspired. So this is what I did. This one I added a little tassel onto it. And then that inspired me to go, oh, actually this is one of the first ones I did design. And it's kind of small compared to this one. You can see the difference. But it was the fabric. I wanted to use this fabric and make it girly looking and pink, which a lot of us like. And so I was experimenting, and this is what I came up with. Okay, my other things that I got in line with the same thing were these. These are my idea to actually implement and make a star. Now I do like these, and I'm satisfied only to a point. I have decided that if I make more of these, that I'm going to tea dye the fabrics, because I really think it would look lovely with the tea dye. And this is what I'm going to make in the tutorial. I'm going to show you how I made these, because this is a simple one, and I thought it would be easy to make, to add it in as I was showing you all of my things that I wanted you to see, so that you can be inspired for your Christmas decorating. You have a lot of ladies that are going to show you maybe different things that they made that are maybe larger, but I'm showing you a variety of littler things. Actually, they hang like this, and you can actually just hang them from your tree, or you can hang them to decorate. And you can see these are slightly different sizes. This one's a little smaller, so you can make them larger or small, or slightly smaller, but I wouldn't go larger than 4 inches for this actual fabric. There's other fabrics you could go larger with, but this fabric, let me show it to you before I begin. I'm going to show you this fabric, and then I'm going to show you other ones also. So this fabric right here is like a strip of almost a curtain material. It's very soft and light. It's a very soft fabric. I really like it. And here's an example of actually the same fabric being used slightly different. You can see the difference in these fabrics, but it looks like it's 2 different fabrics, but it's the same one because I cut it differently. So you can see it has a strip of this and a strip of this, and I just cut it differently, and they came out slightly different. Let me put the flower in there so you could see it with the flower. They're both beautiful. And then I also did an example for you of this fabric, because the reason I did this fabric, because maybe this will be harder to find, a slight thin. It needs to be something that's kind of thin, not too thick. Laces are thin, so that's why it works well. So this is how this fabric came out, and this is a more common fabric I see people have. See that? So this is more common. It's a little stiffer, so if I hold it out, it will actually stay up, where if I hold this one out, it'll just flop right over. The strip of this fabric is about a little over 35 inches. The length does not need to be exact, but you do want it quite long, and mine is just the length that the fabric was when I got it. And then the width can vary also. As you saw in these two, the width varied. So that's why one's larger than the one's smaller. And this one happens to be, I cut it in approximately 3.5, but you can go up to 4 inches because these will be trimmed. So the strip I said was about 33 inches long and about 3.5 to 4 inches wide. That's the first thing that you'll need. And you can choose your fabrics. I'm going to show you one other fabric, but you'll need these. These are hairpins. Okay, this is my technique that I created. You guys can tell me if you've ever seen anyone do it like this before, but I actually think that I haven't found anyone else who does it this way, but I created this technique when I was trying to create a no-sew, no-glue flower for children. No hot glue anyways. So the first thing you do is you take your strip and you're using your 2 fingers. I've seen this method. I've seen people roll it like this before. Oh, that's why I got the idea. And then all you do is make sure this side is lined up and not this side, because sometimes we cut it crooked. And so you want at least one side to be lined up. It doesn't have to be both sides. And the tightness, you know what? You want it as tight as you, so that you can actually take it off easily. It does not need to be snug. You can actually change the way your flower looks by making it smaller or wider. So I'm using 2 fingers right now, and I roll it like this. Okay. Some of you have seen me make these flowers before because you're my fans, and you've seen that these are some of the first things I began making on YouTube when I first started. So here you go. It's folded, and I make sure this last one is lined up. The one inside may end up getting trimmed off later. But all I'm going to do is that I'm going to give my flower, my fabric, a shape as though it's a petal. So think petal, and do not cut all the way through your fabric. I'm going to use the scissors and leave about a 1/2 inch or, you know, so right here in the center when you're cutting. And all I do is I kind of glance over here with my eye about the center, and then I kind of form, just cut it off, and you're forming a petal. These petals do not need to be exactly the same. They still make the most beautiful. Almost an inch, the width I left here. But because this is a soft, delicate fabric, that's why I don't go too far. And you want to keep it. You'll end up with a strip like this. This one looks like a bunch of triangles. Let me see. So, and the width doesn't matter so much. If you experiment with this technique, you will find that when you change the shapes of your petals, the flower will look slightly different. Then you'll take your pin, and you're going to feed your pin through this way. And you are going to do, what are you going to do is you're going to gather it together. Okay, so then you keep on gathering it like this, and all I'm doing is I'm grabbing the fabric and pulling on the fabric, and then you'll see how sometimes that happens because it's such a delicate fabric. You want it to go in between the pin. You don't want it to go through this way. You want it to be in between the pin. Can you see how it's forming a flower already to look like that? Like this, and I move forward using both hands, move downward using both hands. The other thing I want you to notice that I forgot to mention is that on this large clip, you could either use one of the large ones or the small ones, but usually when you're using this much fabric, you want to use the large pin. Okay, so I made it to this point here where it's all on the pin. You can see that. Now the next thing we are going to do is that I want you to get, I use some string. My string is a cotton crochet string that's thick enough that I can tug on it and it doesn't break. You can use embroidery floss, maybe doubled up, or, you know, whole. You can use a thick mattress thread. Yarn, you might want to make sure that it's doubled up. I used it before and it would work, but then it started breaking sometimes, so make sure you double it up. And what we are going to do is replace that hairpin with this string, and I'll show you how to do that. You come along here, you see it's open, you put this right through the opening. You put your yarn, and then you wrap it around the other direction, and you come over, and you knot here, like if you're going to, first part of tying your shoe, you push it through the hole, and then you push it through one more time. Now the reason why you do it twice is because when you do it twice, it helps it not to slip again, especially, maybe not so much for this lace, but especially if you'll see that I have tutorials out from using this technique with silk and with different types of fabrics. So the slippery fabrics, it might slip a little easier, and you kind of tighten it until it closes up. You can see it closing up, and do a nice snug on it. And because you doubled it, it should help it to stay there. But I still kind of hold it a little, and then I just do one knot. And now I want you to see how easy we made a beautiful flower. Now this flower, you can decide, do I want to fluff it up more, or do I like it like that? So you decide. And really, it doesn't need much. This particular one does not need much fluffing. But if it does need fluffing, then you fluff it up. Okay. And it looks beautiful. And next, for this one, I actually just placed a flower right in the center. And you can see how that pops it right out. It makes it just look gorgeous. And the other thing, before you glue anything on, if you're going to use this as an ornament, you want to take your thread and how it's on the back. Now you want to make sure it comes up to the side. I just hold it and kind of pull it gently upward, and it kind of comes to the top. So now I can hold it from the top, and it has an instant hanger on it. And if you wish, you can actually like glue a different hanger, maybe lace or something, with underneath this, and it'll probably be fine. But now you can decide if you want to embellish it more, or you want to leave it like this. For me, I really loved how just placing this one flower in the center made it pop. So that's what I'm going to use. Let's see if my glue gun is warm. So I'm just going to place some glue there in my lovely flower. And now I have several of these that I can use as ornaments. Now this you can use as an ornament, but I put the flower on both sides. But if you want to use it as a flower, like as one of component to one of your other Shabby flowers, you can do that also. But you may not want I touched the glue. You may not want to put the flower on both sides. I took this is an organza. Organza that works really well for this technique, and you can even singe it afterwards so that it gives it even more definition. But this is an organza that I found in my fabric store. I've had it for a few years, but it has these shiny specks of silver on it. So I thought this would make a gorgeous snowflake. So I went ahead and I cut it. It's actually really long. I don't even know how long it is. All right, it's actually a yard long. This is actually a yard long. So I must have ordered a yard of it. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it, let you see. I'm going to fast forward this part so that it's getting very long, and I'm used to making, my goal is usually to make 15-minute videos, but I see that you all for this hop are happy to watch for an hour. So I'm like, my goodness, that's a long time. Okay, so look how beautiful that looks. And you can see the organza, it sticks up, it stays stiffer. So it actually gives such a gorgeous, gorgeous look to this flower. I will be posting at the end of this video. I will go through a few more ornaments, and then I will also go through and show you my my prize, what you will be getting if you win from me. I'll show that to you. And I will probably be doing, I'm going to be doing some bling. And see how gorgeous that looks. Look at the volume it has. So again, you can use this as an ornament, or you can use it as a flower. And I'm going to pull this forward so that it will be an ornament with a nice bling. And when you actually glue a center onto your ornament or flower, that it will keep all of these that were loose, that can move back and forth together, because it'll have glue right on top of it. It's actually taken me all day to shoot this video, and now it is getting close to evening and my sunlight is gone. So I shoot this in little spurts when I can do it when the baby's keeping himself busy. But here are some of my other ornaments, my dress ornaments. This is a pink, and I call it pink tattered because it is tattered. And these, actually, I do have some kits on them, and you'll see these two, they look slightly different. That's because I do place a variety of things inside of your kit that would be different and some things that are the same. So each kit has a slight difference in some of the laces. And then I have this blue. This is the front, actually, of the blue one. And I also have a pink angel, so you can go over and to my page to see the pink angel, and I have a few kits of that. This one right here, I might have, I don't know if I even have any kits on this one. I might have one. I think I will show you that spin doily up close because I didn't show it to you up close. Here you go. And you can see that it is actually a doily that I used Mod Podge to harden, and I actually have a tutorial on this one out there. Okay, my prize will be one of my $25 bling lots that I have right now on my YouTube channel for sale. And I actually added more to it, so I added a few more things so that you can have a little more variety of items. And I'm actually going to put in a few flowers, which I'll show you over here. So in this bling set, you will get this beautiful cameo. It's a brooch. It's red. And one of these. Oops. One of these. That's how gorgeous these are. I love them. And I actually just added this in so that you can have one of my newer blings. And this is a beautiful fairy. And this one is one of the clear iridescents. And the iridescent, actually, when you look at it, it kind of shines pink. So it's not totally pink, but it has like pinks and blues and purples when I see it. I don't know if you can see it from there. It's hard for me to tell if you can see it. And then this, I just added this one in. It's also an iridescent type of bling. So you can have these lovely blings. And let me see, I added this one in. These I carry right now in my shop. I carry these, and most of those I carry in my shop. And a dangle so that you can use to embellish something. Pretty. And then I put in a couple of charms. These are some of my more popular charms. This one is a beautiful bird charm, another bird charm. I like bird charms. And this one is a little teacup charm. Can you see the teacup? Isn't it cute? Little charms. And plus a key dangle. Ooh, can't forget the heart. I mean the cross. The cross. Here you go, a few more blings. These are a little bit smaller, so you can use in your embellishments. I really like this green one right here. Okay, some more gorgeous blings. This one has pinks in it, and it's a compilation, as well as this one. It's a very unique compilation in greens. These here are I carry in my shop, and they are just gorgeous. To me, they look like a mirror, and a few others. Here you go. Most of these are little dangles, little dangle ballerina. She dangles. And this little one has like a little, let's see if I can get focused. Okay, this one has a little crown at the tip. And it's also a dangle, and it's got iridescent in it. And here's another iridescent with a pearl at the bottom. And here you go, some more dangles. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in one of these larger flowers that I have here. I just got some of these in, and some of these will be going into the kits along with the flower kits I'm going to be making. And these are some I've been carrying for a while, and they're a white flower with green. I think there's 6. 1, 2, yeah, there's 6 on there. Has like a little organza on the outside, and inside there's like a little cheesecloth like look to it. Oh, there, it focused there. See that? They're lovely. And a couple of little smaller flowers that I have. And then I'm going to put in these They're just, these are actually little small crochet flowers, all 3 of them. So you can use in your embellishments. So I hope you like what I put together. This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I hope you are inspired today, inspired to create. Up next is Amy Love from Shabby is Chic Boutique. And I'm looking forward to getting inspired by whatever she has for you. I hope you were inspired by some of the things that I have shown you. And you go and make sure that you look in the description box for all of these beautiful, beautiful ladies who are crafting. They're so creative, and I love that we can unite together and craft in unique ways together and inspire each other, because I am inspired by all of these beautiful, lovely ladies. This is Liz with Crafty Devotion. I will talk to you next time.